It's Nightcap at the Grateful Fed with Casey Easton.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. I am projecting myself as I have been taught in theater. Right? Articulation is the key for people to understand the words that you are saying. And our next guest would be very familiar with that as well, since he has been in many theatrical shows. Haven't you, Rick Worrall?
Yes, I have.
Many with me.
Yes, I have.
And with Laura Benty.
I don't want to
And with Janet Anderson.
And with Janet.
The star-studded audience just goes on and... Okay, I'm talking too much. Without further ado, shall we bring up Mr. Rick Worrall? Everybody's favorite, Rick Worrall. Oh, your beer's getting a little low there, friend.
It is.
Oh, could we get a top up for Rick, please?
Thank you. I actually was going to use my appearance fee to buy more food later.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
It's $5.
Do I get it? I get $5.
Yeah. It's $5 for an appy.
You're eating good.
Cool.
Works out well.
I feel like I'm moving up.
Yeah, you are. You're getting paid in the arts now, friend.
$5. Usually at the end of the night we owe money.
Yeah. It's like the Blues Brothers. What about your $300 bar tab, friend? Well, thanks. It's getting low, too.
Thank you very much.
Cut off?
Hey, there's actually, I got a great story. But
Yep.
I'll tell you. Yeah, well, actually, one of the guys that we're going to see, I'm not that boring, come on. No, this is a good story. One of the guys we're going to see in Edmonton, we're going to Edmonton next week.
Yep.
One of the guys we're going to see in Edmonton.
Why are you going to Edmonton?
We're playing with the Edmonton Symphony Orchestra.
Fantastic.
Going to be there next Friday.
Who's we? Is it Worrall, the song that I was playing?
It's not, oh, well, yes and no.
Okay.
Yes and no.
Yeah.
It will be my brother and I, but not as Worrall.
Mm-hmm.
We're doing the John Denver show that we've put together.
Yep.
Yep, a lot of fun. We're looking forward. We're going to Calgary first.
Oh, it's a drunk guy. It's okay. Yep.
Calgary first, and then Edmonton.
Yep.
But I got to tell you, this guy that we're going to see in Edmonton, we haven't seen him in a while.
Mm-hmm.
His name's Sport Waldy. He's from Nelson, BC. Happens to be one of the top
Oh, thank you.
lighting.
How did you know?
Lighting directors in the world.
Okay.
Hello. He's done Prince. He's done Black Eyed Peas, Bublé. He does them all. Anyways, he was our first light man. He was, way back when.
Right.
When I first got signed, 1978. He was our first light man, and he's gone on to this. The story that I want to tell you about was, Sport was notorious. Everywhere we went, he at the end of the week, he owed me money. Instead of getting paid, he owed me money. It was just one of those things. He's always, Rick, can I? It's okay. You know,
$10 here, $10 there.
When he started working with us.
he owed me money at the end of the week.
I just need some catfish and fries. Come on.
Anyway, sorry. I just got sidetracked there.
Can you guys hear us back there?
We can't hear you up here because there's
Keep talking.
I think we should all yell, "Hey, Josh, turn up the sound!"
Thank you.
Hey, Josh, turn up the sound.
Hey, Josh, turn up the sound.
He's in the kitchen. He's getting some French fries. Okay, let's start the interview. Who are you and what do you do?
Well, my name is Rick Worrall,
Yeah.
and I am the producer and singer, and one of the artists in a new Canadian production called Rocky Mountain High: An Evening of John Denver.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Hey! All right, well, let's start at the beginning.
Sure.
Let's start where the starting is, right at the beginning.
I'm feeling like a little bit of
Sound
of music right now.
I'm not setting you up that far, no. But yeah, I did read a thing, though.
What? Okay.
You did have a crush on the lady from The Sound of Music
I
when
did.
you're, yeah.
I did. You know, one of our friends,
Angela.
yeah, she's celebrating her 40th birthday.
She is.
This week.
Yep.
And she was saying, what movie has the most effect on you?
Yep.
And why?
Yep.
And I said, the very first movie I ever saw in the theater was Sound of Music. And it was back when.
Benty, could you just sing us the line? The hills are... Just do it anyway. It'll still sound better than anybody else in here.
There it is. There it is. It's taking me back. With the sound of music. Yeah.
She was still chewing.
So I was only,
Thanks, Laura.
at the time, because that came out in 1964, I think it was,
Right.
63, 64.
Yeah.
And so I was only 7 or 8 years old at the time.
Yeah.
And of course, that was my first big experience, seeing Julie Andrews on the big screen. And that was when they had, like, the movies, the theaters were huge back then.
Mm-hmm.
And they would have, the movie had an intermission. It was treated like live theater.
Let's all go to the lobby.
Let's all go to the lobby. That's right, lobby, yeah.
Let's all go to the lobby.
It's the disgusting, with those disgusting graphics, yeah.
Yeah, it was weird.
It was weird.
Yeah.
The hot dog jumping into the bun.
Yeah. It was very pornographic.
It was very...
Julie Andrews, you slut.
Ah, slut.
So let's talk about Worrall.
Okay. We have actually one of the other ones here.
Really?
Yeah. I've got my brother here. The other side of Worrall.
I did talk to him, and he said, I'm just as keen to observe and watch and,
Are you?
heckle my brother as
You don't want to talk? You don't want to
anything
come up
else.
here?
Talk about what?
I don't know. Anyways, okay. You were going to talk about
We'll
Worrall.
do it. We'll take a break in the middle.
Sure.
Then we'll come back and do a speed round with you.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
So Worrall, and you guys went down to Nashville, Tennessee.
No.
You went
Memphis.
down to Memphis, Tennessee.
Memphis.
Sorry,
That's okay.
geography.
It's in the same state.
It's in the same country.
Same state, same country.
Yeah. And you guys recorded some tunes, and you guys put out a video, and
We did.
or yeah.
Yeah, we had that whole thing.
Yeah.
We did the Elvis tour and everything.
Yeah.
We did Sun Records. Saw where that was all happening, and yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Graceland.
Went to Graceland. Yeah. Mississippi Delta.
Yeah.
Sounded like a national guitar. So cruise ship. Did you do some cruise ship work? Is this true?
I did. Yeah, and you know what? It was kind of an interesting story.
Yeah.
Worrall kind of hit a bump in the road, the band Worrall. And it was one of those things where I was just looking for anything. And I had the agent that we had worked with had called me up and he said, look, I got this opportunity to go on a cruise ship,
Yeah.
perform there in Scandinavia. I said, anything. Sure, let's go.
Yep.
And it was great because it gave me that energy again. You know, I went over there and I remember the first chord I hit, they just went, and it was wild. You know, and it really helped get the juices going again.
Right.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I think we should do? Everybody that's listening is, oh, damn it. I'll stop talking. Okay, so if I go like this, 4, 3, 2, then what we'll do is I'll just stop. No, I won't hit the horn again. And we'll just stare at whoever's talking until they stop. That's what we'll do.
Oh yeah.
I feel like one of the nuns in Catholic school. Jesus is Lord. Sing! You talking, get it!
That's bringing back memories.
I know.
I went to Catholic school. I know.
So did I. Yeah.
Oh my God.
To angry lesbian nuns.
Oh. I had a 5 foot nothing nun. Sister Mariana.
They're all Sister Marys.
Oh my God. Just 5 foot nothing and just fear
full
of
of
God
rage.
in you. Oh yeah, put the fear of God in you.
Michelle scares the shit out of me. She's like 5'1". Comparable.
I can see. I understand.
You know Michelle.
I know Michelle.
So let's talk a bit about your theater career.
Sure.
Did it start at the Kelowna Actor Studio?
Yes, and I mean the first introduction to theater I had was in high school, like a lot of us, but I started really late. I got involved in my grade 12. I grew up in Ontario, so at that time they had grade 13. So grade 12, I was in Fiddler on the Roof, just a small part. Played a bottle dancer, learned how to do that.
Oh yeah.
And then in grade 13, I got the role of Jesus Christ in Jesus Christ Superstar. And what was unique about that was we were the very first production company, school, anything in Canada to get the rights. And so nobody had done Jesus Christ Superstar up to that point. And we ended up winning a special award for it and going to Hamilton Place and putting it on in Hamilton Place, which is huge theater, you know. So yeah, that was my official start, but then came back to it when I started with Actor Studio.
And you were in how many shows at the Actor Studio? 20? 15?
Yeah, probably 15.
Yeah?
Yeah, probably about 15.
Nice.
Yeah.
My first ever theatrical production, I was Drake, and you were Daddy Warbucks.
I was Daddy Warbucks.
That's my first show.
And I did the method acting too. I shaved my head.
You did.
I did.
That took some commitment.
That's the commitment I had.
Yep.
That was fun. That was a fun role. Yeah, that's right. You were Drake. That was right.
Yep. That's my first one. Your favorite role was Tevye.
Yes.
Yeah, Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah. It was. You know what? That's an iconic role.
It was great. You did a great job.
It was an iconic role, and you know what? It fit like a glove. You know, it just fit like a glove.
Yep.
Everything about it showed up, and it just felt so natural to be there. And
Yep.
drove my wife nuts. Drove my wife.
Because you were constantly talking like this to her every night.
Every night. Every night. Hey, do you want to make love tonight? It didn't work. It did not
What?
work. It did not work at all.
Weird.
For 6 months. Hey, I didn't get a kiss for 6 months because of the beard.
Yeah, the beard.
The beard.
I know. I was Avram in that thing. It was like the insides of my ears sweat. It was the summer.
Oh my
It was
God.
terrible.
It was just brutal.
Hey, you forgot my order for the Shabbat.
So the show, not kidding, the show ended that night. It was like, okay, let's go. Shave. You know? And so the beard was gone.
There was a lot of hair in that sink in that
Oh my
dressing
God.
room.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
that
there
was
was a lot.
crazy.
So let's talk a little bit about Rocky Mountain High.
Sure.
Well, let's start from the beginning. When your daughter and she got you to sit in for the
This is kind of an interesting story how it came about because I came out of a happenstance performance that I did with the Okanagan Symphony. The Okanagan Symphony had a pop show coming in for their season called Madman Across the Water, which was an Elton John show.
Right.
And there's a company out of Ontario that does this quite a bit with all symphonies across Canada. And they came into the Okanagan. They were planning to do 3 shows, one in Kelowna, one in Penticton, one in Vernon. And the guy came in sick. The lead singer came in sick. Lost his voice totally. The first night in Kelowna was brutal. He got panned terribly. And they were really concerned that they were going to lose the next, really lose. The OSO was worried about losing the next 2 nights.
Sure.
And my daughter worked for the OSO, so she called me up and she said, hey, how many Elton John songs do you know? And I said, well, I know a lot. Why? She explained, and I ended up going down.
said, learn them all now.
Well, they sent me the song list, and I knew them. Elton John, you're a performer.
Sure.
You've probably done most of them, and you've heard most of them. So,
Don't let your sun go down on me. I think that's right.
that was in there.
Sorry,
that,
Larry.
was, that was in there. Yeah, that was one of them. Rocket Man, burning up the fuel up here alone.
Yeah.
So all that.
I'm more familiar with the Shatner version, though. I'm a rocket man.
Rocket Man.
Rocket man.
Yeah, but so anyways, I went and sang for Rosemary, Rosemary Thompson, who is the music director and the conductor. And she said, oh my God, you saved our bacon. And I went on that night, Saturday, called on the Saturday morning, went on that night, no rehearsal.
Did you have was it a music stand series or did you have it?
The guy that was there, he had an iPad, so if I got stuck, I know most of the words. It's one of those things. I can't remember names, but songs.
Yeah.
They're kind of like locked in there. So I sang that night. It went over great in Penticton, and then did Vernon the next night. So I did the 2 nights. But once I finished it, I went, I love doing this. And working with the symphony was amazing. And I want to do this. I really want to do this. And so who would I do? And right away, I've always been, I cut my teeth on John Denver. I really did, on his music and playing acoustic guitar. My brother did too. We knew and grew up with John Denver's music. That was, it was either John Denver at that time, Cat Stevens, Harry Chapin, Gordon Lightfoot, the balladeers, right? The acoustic balladeers. And so I thought, I had seen John Denver in 1975 at the CNE with full symphony. And I thought, I know there are symphony scores out there. So I went looking for them, couldn't find them. But I remembered the guy that had conducted, and I thought, I wonder if he's still around. He was very integral in John's career. Like, he was huge in John's career.
He was the arranger, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was the arranger and conductor for John. Whenever John did symphony, he would conduct. But he was the arranger for all the songs that you hear of John Denver. So I Googled him, found him, thought, Okay, found his email, and I sent him off an email explaining the whole thing with the Elton John and then my idea, and thinking this is never going to happen. You know, he's a busy guy. He was still very, very active in the business.
Sure.
Works very, very closely with Placido Domingo.
Yep.
And I had to explain that.
Famous tenor.
I did. I had to explain that to Laura. I said, "Who's Placido Domingo?" I said, "He's one of the three tenors, the three main tenors that, in the world."
And you want to be my latex salesman.
Well, you know what?
Seinfeld reference.
That's okay. There's people that don't know who John Denver is, right?
No, you know what? I know who John Denver is, and I think he was amazing as Gilligan. Amazing.
That was Bob. Bob Denver.
Was it?
That was Bob Denver. But close. Anyways, to my surprise, I get this email back within an hour saying, "I love this idea. Let's talk on the phone." And next thing you know, I'm talking on the phone to Mr. Lee Holdridge.
Wow. Come on in. Don't be shy.
You're up next.
They got $5 appies.
We're just doing a little impromptu.
Impromptu. We're impromptuing.
Yeah,
So Ryan had a question for you. It's, when are you going to get a real job?
that's been the dilemma in my life. Yeah. I think my father and my mother are still looking down from heaven right now, going,
When are you going to get into IT, Rick?
They're doing
when are you going to get into IT?
they're doing Fiddler right now. Huh?
Don't be frightened.
Come on.
Well, you were an IT nerd for a while, though, weren't you?
I was. Well, you know what? I think like everybody in this business, you kind of go through that
Day job need?
whack. You hit the wall, and I did. I hit a wall. I hit a major wall.
I think what usually happens is we have a conversation with our wives where we're like, but I'm an artist, baby. And she's like, pay the fucking mortgage, right? And they're like, yeah, okay, I'll.
You know what? I'm lucky. I'm lucky in that I have an amazing partner. I really do. Amazing wife, and she is
You do. She's
incredibly supportive.
Yep.
And yeah. So I must admit,
What's her name, Rick?
her name is Audrey.
Do you remember? You are good with names and lyrics, Audrey.
And Audrey was her name. No, that was Aubrey, but that was a different song.
But that's how you remember your wife's name.
Yeah, it was a song by Bread. Do you remember Bread? Yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I've been really lucky that
But you
way.
guys with the John Denver thing, you've gone to Winnipeg.
Yep.
And you sang with Mr. Chad Abramson himself.
We did.
Yep.
Chad was great. We had a lot of fun. Yeah,
I bet. Chad's a great singer.
Yeah. Chad was great, and this was a great thing for him because he didn't know a lot about John Denver, but really became a fan after this. So it was kind of cool.
That's good.
Yeah, it was
and
very
you
cool.
just did Calgary?
We're going to Calgary.
Are you going to Calgary?
Yeah, we leave on Saturday to go to Calgary for Monday night concert.
Right.
And then we are with the Edmonton Symphony on Friday.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's so cool. And playing with symphonies, I mean, that just gives you some credit, some validation.
Oh, it's surreal.
Yeah.
It's absolutely surreal to be standing on that stage, and you hear these notes come out, right? And the things that I saw growing up, and I'm singing these songs that I witnessed growing up. I turn around and I see the same guy conducting this symphony.
Yeah.
And it's just like pinch me because it's amazing. Yeah, it is.
That's awesome.
We have video footage of the first show we did here in the Okanagan, and there's the three of us. We're giggling. We start giggling because we're this symphony. We're doing calypso, and in calypso it starts with the acoustic guitar, and then you have the rush of the symphony come in.
Sure.
And the rush of the symphony comes in, and we're all just like looking at each other, like, oh my god.
Yeah.
It's just you feel the hairs on your neck grow.
Absolutely.
It's an amazing.
First time I
experience.
ever sang in a choir was like that.
Oh, it's amazing.
It was like a chorus, so a men's chorus, and you're just like, oh, what?
Yeah, the power of
All of a
that.
sudden, my own voice has become 20 people or whatever, and it's just.
I recommend, if
amazing.
people have never experienced symphony, because we grew up with, like I say, folk guitar, and then rock and roll and classic rock and all that.
Yeah.
And never really was around symphony, other than going in the studio and hearing the strings, but it was never like this.
Yeah.
If you ever get a chance to take in symphony and to feel that power of that many people, it's amazing.
Yeah.
It really is.
Nice. We're going to take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to come back.
Okay.
Speed round. Speed round's coming. And we're back to Nightcap with Casey Easton. We have with us Rick Worrall and his brother. Who are you and what do you do?
What do I do?
Who are you and what do you do?
What What do I do? My name's Steve Worrall.
Steve Worrall.
Yes, I'm a guitar player and singer. I've been a musician my whole life too.
Yes, you have.
Yes.
You played
Yes.
with Tom Cochran.
I did.
You got a gig with Shania Twain.
I
You,
would have.
you got a gig with.
Yeah, no, I would have. You know what? I would have done that whole tour
Yeah.
and her whole career. I would have been there right from the very beginning.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't to be. I would have been the only married person other than her in
Yeah.
her band. So it really didn't work out.
Can you believe that Mutt Lange cheated on Shania Twain? What the fuck happened there?
I have no idea.
Yeah.
You know what? One of the most intimate moments that I actually had during that audition,
Yeah.
I had to sing From This Moment, and it was just Shania and myself
Isn't the harmony like an octave?
in her
Like it's
workout room. So I had to, like, so it was a real surreal moment because I had no sleep because I was rehearsing all night
Yeah.
trying to get my shit together.
Sure.
So I could.
I'll be Shania. Show me.
Yeah, no.
From this
Oh yeah,
moment.
yeah. We both had to look at each other. I'm looking at her. I'm going. I'm freaking out. I'm freaking out.
And the heckles. But the biggest gig that you ever did was with Worrall.
Worrall. Well, of course. That's right. Correct. Not really the biggest,
The
but
most
best.
important? The most important.
And the most important.
Fuck Nirvana. Right?
That's what I said.
That's all.
Right?
That just opened up a can of worms. Okay. Nirvana.
Worrall would have been a great project and would have been like probably everybody would have heard of the project if it was a year earlier.
Yeah.
But it was released 2 months before Nevermind. Smells like Teen Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Worrall record did not.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we were, you know, you were talking about Memphis earlier on. We were in Memphis. We did a showcase in Memphis, and of course we had A&M Records. We had the head guy from A&M Records from Germany there, and loved us. He ready to sign us right away. But we weren't finished the album yet, so we had to go back in and finish the album. By the time we finished the album, and which was about 2 months later, I think it was 2 months later,
We had to take a break
because of Stevie Ray Vaughan.
for Stevie Ray Vaughan. So
Hold on.
we were sharing studio space and producers with Stevie Ray Vaughan, where we had to take a break. It was
That
like-
would have been the.
I was
stranded.
that's right.
In the crossfire.
Crossfire.
So
Yep.
it really, and you could say Stevie Ray Vaughan
Fucked our career.
fucked our career.
Totally fucked our career.
I love
Sorry,
him.
Stevie.
He was-
I love you, but
Yeah,
No,
he's
you know
my-
what? He got his
my
chest
hero.
desserts.
No, he's my
But-
hero. He was my
kidding.
hero.
Hey, we
man.
got
He's
the
my
bonus?
hero.
Bonus?
I love them.
bonus. Steve has a 25-year anniversary strap. Eric Clapton strap,
Okay.
and Stevie signed it.
For me.
Play it with all your heart. Yeah,
Yeah.
Stevie. It was cool. That
I
was the
haven't
coolest
haven't
thing.
played it since the day that he died. I haven't played it, man.
No.
I still have that.
It's your own the day the music died
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
Yeah. Stevie Ray. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was, I mean, amazing experience. But that record would have done really well. But it just the whole, everything shifted.
Timing. It's
And
all
you
about
know what?
timing.
It's all about timing.
And all about timing. And then a few years later, really, I mean, recording and the birth of the computer and software and everything else.
Sure.
I mean, recording has completely changed. Everything completely changed within a 10-year period.
Yeah.
Even the artists that I was working with that were extremely successful.
Publishing. I mean, he shut down
Everything
every
was-
sound of the record, man. You know.
Yeah, everything was changing for everybody, right? So we were just right at that point in
Tail
time
end.
when everything. Yeah. So if we were a few years earlier,
Our hair was still here.
You guys
when
should
the
have
hair was
got.
going up
You
here.
guys should have got your shit together.
you know. It's just like us. We were procrastinators, and just a year late. You know.
I played in a band with my brother for a long time, and we got along pretty well, minus a couple of fist fights. Did you guys ever have any?
We
yeah.
hey,
You
we
guys were
had the
scrapping?
Everly Brother breakup. Man.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. We wrote. Yeah, we did the Everly Brother. Now, for those who
Well, did you guys not get to that pivotal point 2 years prior because you guys were too busy?
no, not really.
Scrapping, or
no,
you guys get
no.
along in general?
No, you know the problem.
When we had a goal, it was great.
Yeah.
When the goal was slipping away, that's when the pressure started
Sure.
and everything else
Right.
started.
Yeah.
You know, and we both had families. We were both traveling. You're on the road a lot.
Sure.
And you know, you want things to go really well. And when things are going into the shitter, that's when the stress and the pressure really
Yeah.
starts.
So the fingers point.
Yeah.
And that's when, you know, as family too, you puts that undue stress on the family as well. And,
For
you know,
sure.
So that was one of those things. And for me, even all, you know, being a star, being all that crap and everything, a wonderful idea, but it really, you know, I had a young family at the time too, and I've been really fortunate. I've been with the same woman since high school, so we've been together 41 years.
Wow.
So through that time, you know, I never wanted to lose that.
You're making me look
one of
bad
the.
here, but
Oh, sorry, buddy. But that was one of those big things, right, for me.
Yeah.
And we just said, look, you know, I'd rather be brothers than not be friends.
For sure. And I'm not going to Barbara Walters you guys, but could you describe to me the Everly Brothers breakup? How did that go down?
oh, you know, the Everly Brothers breakup it's a famous
talk about
breakup.
those guys.
They did it on stage. We didn't quite do it on stage, but it got really close. Really close to stage. We just had one of those moments where, you know, all the things that you don't want to, you know, you regret saying were said.
Sure.
And you don't talk to each other for a year.
Yeah.
We didn't talk to each other for a year.
Wow.
Yeah. It's one of those things, and then you realize, man, this is stupid.
Yeah.
This is really stupid. There's
And here
nothing
we are
is this
all these
important.
years later.
All these
And we
years.
still don't talk to each other.
But you're playing together
This is
again.
all a show.
You're playing together again,
No,
aren't
we
you?
talk to each
This
other.
is-
yeah.
Are you playing?
Of course.
Wait a
of
minute,
course.
that's not the agreement we signed here.
No, we talk to each other.
Yeah, of
and
course,
we're-
of course,
we're-
yeah. But you know, I
we're
think
closer than ever, I think.
Good, yeah.
You know-
well, because you went through the shit.
we have a lot of people that are artists, you know, people that are artists, and I think whenever you're an artist,
Yeah.
you have that, there's something that, you know, you wear your art on your sleeve, you know, and you wear your heart on your sleeve, but your art is also there with your heart.
Yeah, I caught it.
And thank you. It's too many beers, man. but you know, so there's always that sensitivity, right? And
Absolutely.
ego gets in the way, all those kind of things. You know, we're still good friends with a gentleman who signed me to my first record deal. His name was Tom Williams.
Hey,
His name is Tom Williams.
Can I digress for 1 second?
Sure.
You wear your art on your sleeve. I just want to point out that you
Yes.
single-handedly kept me when I was very vulnerable in a show, the first show that I was ever in.
Yeah.
Because my dad passed away like the night before opening.
Right,
And I was a little
right.
bit sensitive, you know. And somebody was irritating the shit out of me, but he was a 12-year-old boy. But it doesn't matter. Rick kept me from throwing him down a flight of fucking stairs. So thank you for that. Assaulting a minor.
Save that little kid's life.
Throwing it to you, yeah. Please continue with your story.
You've done nothing
No,
else.
you know, he once said to me, he once
true
said to me,
story.
and this has stuck with me ever since, and I think anybody who is an artist
Yeah.
should take this to heart. Never believe the hype around you. Never buy into the hype around you. Because the hype is, you know, they create this persona, they create this, all this, hype is hype.
Yeah.
It's not real. It's not real. It's not real.
thanks, buddy.
You know, it's not real, right? And so I think that's the danger of any artist. You know, you start to believe your own hype. And it's the day you believe your own hype is when you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Yeah. What if I create my own hype? Am I allowed to believe it?
You know what? You got your own show, man. You can do whatever you want. You got more than I got. You got your own show. Yeah, so that's cool.
Rocket Mountain High.
Yeah.
Should we sing a little something from? Should we do a little something?
What are you going to say? What are you going to say?
I have no idea. I'm just throwing it out there.
Which one do we want to?
We'll do some acapella.
Oh, Little John Denver? Is that
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking.
Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads. How's that?
Rick Worrall! And his brother, Steve Worrall! Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the, what am I trying to say? We're in the midst of greatness.
Oh, cool. All right.
Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Oh,
Cheers. Thanks. You
those-
didn't even get your speed round.
well, that was the speed round.
That was? Oh, okay.
Really? I was going to Barbara Walters you guys and see if you guys ever fought and see if we could pull that out. But we did. You guys did it with grace.
No, well, you know what? You get to an age where,
My brother's punched me in the face almost as many times as I punched him in the face.
you know what?
But we were in a punk band, so that makes more sense.
You know, when you get to that age, you start to go, you know what? What's good? What's bad? What's real? And what's not?
Yeah.
Right. And at the end of the day, family is family. You come back to family, They're always there.
Well, I know, because if you're like, fuck those guys, Thanksgiving dinner really
It's over.
sucks.
It's over.
Yeah, then it's Festivus.
Exactly.
Then it's Festivus.
It's Festivus. It is Festivus.
The airing of grievances. Around some grievances, Paul.
Exactly. All right.
We're taking a break. Bye.
Bye.
Nightcap at the Grateful Fed with Casey Easton. Reserve your seats now.